there's the sun. Right, welcome guys to another new video. You join me in the forest here, the nice park. It's actually sunny today, which is nice. It's actually looking like spring as it's March. Today we are filming the Sony A7Rii settings video with the AF autofocus with the Sigma lenses. I've seen a few comments asking me what my settings are, what automatic focus you use and stuff like this while you're using the Sigma lenses, the Art series. So I've got my 35mm 1.4, which I've recently just bought. I did make a video on that, I think it was like a couple of weeks ago, of me just going around taking photos and some video. If you haven't watched that, it'll be just in the description or linked up here. I also have my 20mm 1.4 Sigma Art series as well. Awesome lenses, as you guys probably know. Sigma make really good lenses, best value for money lenses out there. The glass is great and you can shoot at 1.4 at wide angle. So yeah, the 35 and the 20, now this is a good point to note, they are Canon mounts and I'm using a Sony, so you're probably wondering why or how I've got them on my camera. And that is done by using a MC11 adapter, which is this little chunky bit here. So, as you know, Sigma's brought out new E-mounts for the Sony cameras, Sony mirrorless cameras. You can put Sigma lenses on Sony mirrorless now without an adapter. Now I opted to not do that and keep the MC11. I already had the MC11, I was using it with the 20mm. It's good, autofocus is awesome, everything works fine. So because I had it already, I decided to save 100 quid and just buy the Sigma 35 on the Canon mount, because the E-mounts are a little bit more expensive in the shops, because there's more mechanics behind it to try and fit on an E-mount camera, as in Sony mirrorless. So that's what we're doing with today, and if you want more description or more explanation on why I opted for the Canon mount, it is in that video that I just talked about the Sigma lens. I think I named it I Finally Bought the Sigma 35. It'll be linked down below or up here somewhere on the screen, so you can go watch that first before you come to the settings video. Now, settings video, I'm going to go over AF, so autofocus, and what I use within the camera, so what mode works best, okay? And what mode works best for me, and what I think is the best mode to use while using the MT11 with a Sigma lens on a Canon mount. Okay, so you've got AFS, AFA and AFC, so continuous, automatic and single shot as well, and also manual focus. So I'll go over how I use manual focus as well in this lens, and also how I use manual focus for video as well. So, right, let's move to a different location and find an actual subject where we can take a photo of. Cool. We have Hannah in the background there. I'm going to take some photos of her in a minute. Okay, so let me show you how the kind of MC11 works, okay? So this is the camera and the lens. This button will release your lens, so that is the Canon mount you see there. Look at that, it's so awesome because of the 1.4. So that's that. Can't really put up this in my bag. And then you have this. So this is the MC11 there. Super small, it's not too heavy, it's light. I mean, when it's on the camera with the lens, it's not, I mean, when you're shooting, say, a 5D Mark IV with the Canon mount, it's fit straight on there. This is probably lighter because the 5D Mark IV is a lot heavier. With the E-mount lenses, it's probably going to be the same kind of weight as in the Sigma, with the E-mount, which will go straight on. This is probably about the same. I mean, some people say it's just an MC11 integrated in a Sigma lens, so that's why I wasn't too fussed on either one. I had the MC11 adapter already, so I just bought the Canon mount. It's got metal in it as well, pretty good quality, as you guys can see. So straight on there, white to white, and you grab your lens, red to red, easy as that. Alright, everything will work as normal apart from eye focusing. Now, someone did comment on my video saying you need to update the firmware, which is a little Sigma based, and you put the lens on and you update the firmware, and then eye focusing will work off of that. At the moment I haven't done that, so all I get is, I get everything else but eye focusing. I get face detection, as I said, AFS, AFA, AFC and DMF as well, and also obviously manual focus. So that's that. I have it on manual. I always shoot in manual, never shoot in program auto, never shoot in aperture mode. When I'm taking photos, I always shoot in manual. We're going to keep it on 1.4 today just to show off the lens, because it's a 1.4 lens. I'm not going to bother shooting any higher, so you guys can actually see what this lens can do. I would say my shutter speed around 1/4000th or 1/3200, ISO 100. To keep the noise down, keep the light away, shoot a little bit underexposed because it is bright today. And then I may, after this, go back home and edit them in Lightroom and show you, or just put the pictures afterwards to show you what I've achieved today. I'm going to shoot an AFS and see how that performs. I might need to shout because the camera's quite far away. Hopefully it picks everything up. Okay, so we are shooting in AFS, single shot AF. Right, if you stand near the tree. Back a bit, back a bit, back a bit. Let's do some standard portraits here. So it's already got the face detection up, so it's a little square around her face. Quite good, picking her up all the time. We're actually shooting on 2,500 per second. It's good, it's responsive, you know. Picks her up straight away. It knows the subject in the front compared to the background. It does need some work when you're shooting, when the sun's behind the subject. It does need a little bit of time to reconfigure there. But yeah, as I said, as we move around here, it's quick. Captures her quite well. As I move back, still grabbing her face there. It's lagging like a millisecond because it's, you know, the sun's blowing behind. So it's trying to find that foreground to focus on. But yeah, it's working really well. As we move around this way, I'll move around. That should be better. So right now we've got nicer light because the sun is on her instead of behind her. We've still got nice blue sky behind, we've got nice shadows to work with. Still shooting in AFS. Face detection is still working. It's good, you know. Let's have a look. It's still picking her up. No matter where I move the camera, it's picking her up because my focus area is wide. So what that means, no matter where I focus, it's going to pick up the AF points there, and it's doing actually a really good job of picking her up there on the AFS, so single shot mode. Some nice shadows there. I'll blow these up because you probably can't see me through the camera right now because it's too sunny, but yeah. Now let me change to automatic AF. I mean, basically the same. Automatic AF is just the camera doing itself and choosing what focus is best for the camera or the kind of situation it is currently in. I'm going to put up the shutter speed a bit just to not wash away the highlights on her coat there. So face detection. It's actually taking longer than single shot actually, because it's probably thinking about what AF to choose while taking the photo. Yeah, so a little bit longer, as you can hear. I don't know if you can hear this, the shutter going off there. It takes a little bit longer to find her in the sun there. So yeah, automatic AF a little bit slower. You would have thought automatic AF would be faster, but it's doing quite well actually. But when I was over there with the sun directly behind me, it took a little bit longer to find her. So yeah, automatic AF a little bit slower when you're up close there. Continuous AF, I don't tend to use this one because continuous AF, so what continuous AF does is put all these little dots, okay, all over the subject where you're focusing. Now, with continuous AF, you can't kind of pinpoint your focus. It just focuses on whatever's moving in the frame in that moment in time, okay? So if I want to focus on something specific like her eyes or her nose or the coat or anything like that, it would move, okay? You can't kind of pinpoint that focus. It works for like if you're trying to shoot 2.8 and up, the aspects of the subject are going to be more in focus. But if you're trying to kind of pinpoint one little bit of her eye or her nose or anything like that, it probably won't capture it as good as single shot would. So continuous right now, what it's doing, I can't see the little dots because I've got face detection on. So if it detects a face, the continuous little squares will not show up. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off face detection. Smile, face detect off, okay? So now it will use the same squares. And it's just, so the squares are moving all over her face. I can't pinpoint where I want to focus. So I don't know if I'm focusing right on the nose or right on the eyes or anything like that. So if you're kind of using the camera up close, single shot is much better to use because you can pinpoint that focus, or you can AF lock as well, that is in the settings. You can use that as well, which is good. right now, it is, if you stay still and the little dots all over a nose, you can see where the focus is, but you don't know that's where you're actually pinpointing it. As you can see the little dots, see they're all over her face at the moment, you don't know where that line of focus is. So I would say when you're shooting portraits, or even just, you know, anything, a subject, cars, like anything, a tree, use single shot AF or, you know, automatic AF. Another focus mode you have is DMF, so it's like a hybrid manual focus, autofocus mode. So when on that mode, okay, DMF, right, you don't have to switch AF to MF, it just works as, this happens in all modes, by the way. You can move your focus ring while in automatic AF, single AF and continuous AF. You can move your focus ring, alright? But DMF allows you, okay, allows you to focus, and it maintains your focus peaking color as well, which is a really nice touch. Focus, and you can focus peak as well. If I change to AFS, when I change the focus ring, it doesn't allow you to have your peaking there. So DMF is actually a really good mode to use if you're comfortable with shooting manual focus, or you're just a manual focus god and that's how you take your photos. You can AF and manual focus with peaking, which is actually a really cool feature, and it's through a Sigma lens as well. You wouldn't expect that. So I can focus peak with the red. I'm going to also AF as well, which is really nice. So what it does, it pulls back and forth a red line or red dots of where the focus is. And some people said, you know, it hasn't been on point, but for me, I haven't had a problem with that. Focus peaking's always worked in the 20mm 1.4 and in the 35mm 1.4, and actually in my 50mm, which is a Canon 50mm 1.8. I use with the MC11 adapter as well. That actually works for focus peaking as well, and it's really good. So manual focus, I do recommend it. You can change the colors. So I've got it on red. I just think that's easier to see, you know, in daylight. And in night, red shows up the most for me. There is a peaking level as well. You can have high, mid, low. So you get red, yellow, or white. White is, I don't know why, maybe in the dark when you're shooting street and stuff at night, you use white. Yellow is very hard to see. Red is the one I use. I've always used red, so it's the easiest one for me to see. Right, so let's move on to video now. I should definitely film in this place more often. Okay, so, right. This is a good point to know. I don't buy Sigma lenses for kind of to film in AF, okay? I only buy, well, this is hard to explain. If you're gonna buy a lens and you want to film, okay, you wanna get nice shots, you wanna get visual shots, and you also wanna film yourself, whether it be like at your desk or vlog or anything like that, always go with native lenses to your camera, okay? So right now I'm filming on a 10-18, it's by Sony, it's fixed to an A6500. I know that the focus is going to be reliable, I know that it's not going to make a noise, I know you're not going to get any problems there, okay? The focus is always going to be on point. Say if I stuck the 35 right now on my Sony A6500, you're going to get that jitter noise that Sigma are renowned for when in AF, when you're focusing in video, and it's not going to be quick enough on the AF, okay? So I don't buy these lenses to film kind of sit-down videos or talky videos like this when I'm out and about, or vlogs or anything like that. I buy them primarily for shooting stills and for shooting in manual focus for video, okay? So all my visuals and stuff, I'm always shooting in manual focus. At the start of this video you would have seen some shots. They're all in manual focus. I don't ever shoot in automatic AF when I'm doing those kind of shots. I'm always manual focus, always handheld. I know how the camera kind of moves in like this. I know I've kind of mastered it over the years with my style to kind of move the focus ring. I move around like this. I don't use a gimbal, don't use anything like that. These lenses don't even have steady shot in them, OS or whatever you call it, only in the camera. So I know how to kind of shoot and keep it very stable and keep the focus nice. If you do want a video on that, by the way, drop in the comments down below how I actually shoot my kind of visual stuff and my, like, you know, slow-mo stuff. So change the dial to video. I always shoot in 1080 60p. It's my favorite slow-mo frame rate. 60p just slows down really nicely. 120 is a little bit too much for me. This can't do 120 in HD, by the way. The A7Rii can, but the A7R2 can't. The Sony A6500 can, which is really nice actually. But yeah, my favourite is always to shoot in 1080/60, just to give that really nice, smooth, creamy, milky slow-mo that you get in films. It's really nice. So 1080/60 is what I shoot in. Flip the switch to manual focus. Always have my peaking on. So as I mentioned, earlier in the video, I said the peaking allows you to see where your focus line is, whether it be in red, yellow, or white. And that's how I do it. Keep it at 1.4. Now, this is a good thing to know. When you're shooting 60p, your shutter speed must be double that. So either 1/20th of a second or higher. The higher you go, the smoother it's going to look. Okay, if you go lower than 120, when you're editing in post, it's going to look quite juddery, and when you slow it down by 40%, it's not going to look as nice as a shutter speed of 1/120. So that's a good thing to note. So I'm on here, 1080/60. I'm shooting 3,200 of a second, and focus peaking is on. So let me grab some video of Hannah here and show you what that's like. Yeah, so it works really nicely, it's smooth. I love how you get a really nice thick focus ring here. It's really nice to hold. It's on a fly-wire thing, so it's not electronic, so it's really nice mechanical focus ring there. It feels very compatible, and the focus peaking never fails. As I said, it works perfectly through the camera. You see where your red is. There's no lag. When I move it, the red moves perfectly and all that. So yeah, okay, so let me show you how automatic focus works in the camera while videoing. Yeah, it's continuous mode at the moment. Yeah, just bring the focus there now. Push in, yeah, there it is. It's very slow, as you can tell. It's not making too much noise at the moment, but we're outside, we can't really hear it. But if you're inside and you're filming like this, you will definitely hear it. Yeah, I can hear it now because the wind's died down a bit. But yeah, as you can see, it's not for my kind of shooting. When I do video, I want to be, holding the camera, holding the focus, controlling what I'm actually focusing. And yeah, that's how I do it. So if you do want a video on how I do that, comment down below. I think that's pretty much it on covering the whole kind of aspect on autofocus and manual focus there. There's not much to it, guys. I mean, there's not like some secret way there is to focus with Sigma lenses. It's just literally, oh, let me change it to manual. That's a good point to note actually. In video mode, you can only shoot continuous automatic AF. You can't shoot single shot and you can't shoot automatic. You can only shoot AF continuous, if that makes sense. Let's go back to manual. So yeah, there's no kind of trickery here. It's just literally AFS, AFA and AFC. The best one for me would be single shot AF. I know where my focus is. You can pinpoint the focus very easily. It's fast, it's awesome, it works very well. I would say that's the best kind of setting to use while using Sigma lenses, while shooting portraits, while shooting subjects. Also that are moving as well. Single shot AF is very good. Continuous, I don't know. Continuous is only good for kind of native lenses, so Sony lenses on Sony cameras obviously. Continuous AF is good there, but when you're using a Sigma lens, it's, single shot is kind of better when you're shooting subjects and stuff which are moving, or portraits even. So yeah, that's probably the best I would recommend if you want to shoot that stuff. If you want to do video and use a Sigma lens, always try and shoot manual focus. When you're doing kind of visual shots, it's going to work better actually. When you're doing sit-down videos or vlogs or anything like that, do try and invest in a native lens for your camera instead of using Sigma lens. I mean, I've done this quite a lot actually. When I'm doing a sit-down video or talking video and I'm not moving, I'm not going to move around. Like my Lightroom tutorials and stuff like that. I use my 35mm 1.4. I didn't even use that this review. Maybe I do. I mean, it's the same. It's basically the same. All the same things happen through it. It's just a wider focal length. Where was I? When I'm sat down, if I'm not moving, as in doing Lightroom tutorials or talking about whatever, okay, I sit this on a tripod, film on my Sony A7Rii. I use a monitor to see myself because this doesn't have a flip screen, so I use a monitor, little display thing to flip around, and I can see myself, and that has peaking on it as well, so I can kind of pinpoint where the focus is. And if I'm not moving, I'll put it on 2.8, not 1.4, because if I'm moving back and forth I don't want it to lose focus there, so I'll have it on 2.8 manual focus. That's really nice for kind of sit down talky videos, and that's what I do if I'm not going to move too much. I'll put it on 2.8 or even aperture 3. Aperture 3, no one says that. F3 or f3.5, that's what I would do on that front. But yeah, 3.2 or 3. So that's what I'll say for that. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else really. You've got AF, MF on there. The minimum focus length is, I don't know, like a foot or something. It's quite good. Yeah, about there. That's about a foot, half a foot, I'd say, 3/4 of a foot. Yeah. Also, the focus area wide, as I mentioned. Don't use zone, don't use center, because I always want, you know, although I tend to do this a lot, I focus on one subject, okay, and then if I want to change it to the right hand side of the screen, if you hold the focus, it would still be in focus anyway, so that's why I use wide AF, so it maintains that. What else is there? Metering mode is multi, nothing fancy there, but yeah, AFS is the one to shoot at, guys. Cool. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the automatic AFS, continuous settings in my camera, manual focus, all that. So yeah, if you do have any questions about this topic, do comment down below and I'll answer them. And yeah, if you do want more videos on, I have actually got a Sony A7Rii settings video on my channel right now. So that'll be linked up here, down there. I made it like a year, maybe 2 years ago now, but I haven't actually done a specific one with Sigma lenses, so that's done now. I hope you guys appreciate all the info that I said. If I got anything wrong, do comment down below and I'll kind of respond. I think I'm on point with everything. Yeah, I mean, that's how I shoot. That's how I've been shooting for the past 2-3 years since I transitioned to Sony, so yeah, that's how it is. Cool. And yeah, any more suggestions, guys, comment down below. Cool, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Yeah, hundreds on my bed, sexing with the bill. Roses in my wallet and I'm flexing it for real. Racks on racks on racks, I look like rookie of the year. Frontin' with the cash, it's getting moody over here. Hundreds on my bed, sexing with the bill. Roses in my wallet and I'm flexing it for real.